Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
So lovely to see you again. Dan and I have been back a little bit more than previously,
A little bit more,
haven't
yeah.
we?
We're back in the saddle.
We're back in the saddle. We're inside today because it's a lovely day outside, but we wanted to be in here so you could feel
When
the
we
full
can,
majesty.
I think when we can, it's nice to be in here, isn't
We
it?
like to be in here. It's our spiritual home.
Yeah.
Today we're going to get straight to business because it's the summer. I know everyone's going on holiday. Today we've got two very exciting perfumes.
Well, speaking of summer holidays, this is what I did on my holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, these are not current fragrances. There's the only reason we are talking about these. I mean, hopefully, what we're trying to do with this channel is what we kind of do in real life. So I've just bought 2 new fragrances. Joe's not smelt them, so now he's going to smell them.
Yeah.
Because I went on holiday and I bought some perfume, and Joe's going to smell it.
And it's nice when Dan's away somewhere. He'll say, "Oh, look at this shop. Check out this. Oh, I've been to this place," and it's very exciting. And then there's a period of a few weeks often until we then see each other.
Yes.
Where I'm thinking, okay, I've got to smell these. I've got to smell these. And this house I'd heard about before, but hadn't really smelled or investigated.
Well, it was a house.
So I'm very excited to try these.
And before we get onto the frags themselves, I should just mention. So I went to Bologna, and if you love beautiful things, you should go to Bologna. I mean, it's an amazing city, but also every other shop is a perfume shop. It's absolutely ridiculous.
They followed the blueprint that you sent to the mayor for town planning, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You need a good coffee shop, a nice restaurant,
lots of wine,
perfume.
and perfume. I mean, and there are more high-end niche perfume shops in Bologna than there are in all of the UK.
That's amazing.
And Bologna is not a very big city.
That's amazing. And it's also the home of Spag Bol, although not really Spag Bol, as we know.
Yeah.
The real thing.
It'd also be tagliatelle, actually, not
it absorbs the sauce much better.
Anyway,
makes me hungry now.
Well, the other thing to say about these fragrances, these are I've been to Italy, I suppose, 3 summers in a row, and these fragrances, in particular Onda, I nearly bought 2 years ago, and I nearly bought last year. And I was trying to explain to Joe that the reason I ended up buying other things is because these are not obvious, wow, in your face fragrances, and when you're trying lots of perfumes, sometimes other things can blow you away a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think that's what happened. But having gone back to them, 2 more times, this is what I settled on.
And you've tried them properly, haven't you? You've worn them on skin and then had time to sort of live with them a bit before buying them, which makes a big difference, I think.
Well, we will get onto the perfumes themselves, but just one more thing, just carrying on from exactly what you were saying. So the place I bought this from was, it's called, let me check, it's Il Principato del Profumo in Bologna. And when I went in, I mean, beautiful shop, amazing, a man who owns and runs the shop, and we were chatting lots, spraying lots of things, and I'd spoken about these before, and I said, I like them. I was just trying to make my mind up, but they're 165 euros for 50 ml, so it's a reasonably significant amount of money. And he says, tell you what you should do, spray one on one hand, spray one on the other hand, and then go for lunch. Actually, if you're going to go for lunch, you've got to go to this place down the road. Then once you've had lunch, we'll probably shut for siesta, but here's my WhatsApp number. If you want to come straight back, that's fine, or you can come back later or tomorrow.
Amazing customer service there.
Yeah.
And passion for the business. He loves perfume, and he clearly is not interested in making a quick sale and a quick buck.
No, he just wants
which is so refreshing.
The perfume to speak for itself. Okay, so we've got 2 here. We've got Kiki and Onda. So Kiki is a lavender fragrance. Mm-hmm. It's an out-and-out lavender fragrance. Onda is a slightly more, I would say, more complex vetiver chypre.
Okay.
Which one do you want to smell first?
I want to go in order, starting with a bit of lavender, I would say.
Right. So
Kiki sounds like a name of your pet dolphin or something.
Well,
where does that come from?
It is a name of someone. So I should have shown the boxes, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's a very, very nice presentation already.
There you go. Quite shiny
very
and fun.
Shiny.
Do you want to do this?
Let's open this up.
And I'll chat about this a bit. So this is perfumer Vero Profumo, who's actually Swiss and died in 2018. Even though she didn't start making perfume until she was in her 60s, she was an aromatherapist before that.
Oh, interesting.
She says about her making perfume, I go my own way 100% and do not follow any trends. I'm looking for originality, opulence, and eroticism in scents. They have to surprise and to touch me. I'm not interested in clean scents. I need characterful scents, both in my creations, but also as a wearer.
Wow. Look at that. That's very beautiful.
They're really cool bottles, aren't they?
That's very beautiful.
In 2007, she released 3 fragrances, 3 extrays, Onda, Kiki, and Rouge. And I remember reading reviews about them at the time. So they were quite expensive, just tiny little extrays. A few years later, she then released some EDPs, just to, obviously EDP is diluted, so they're a bit cheaper, but they were also, she didn't just dilute them, they were reformulated to be made a little bit more accessible.
Yeah.
And, obviously they were quite popular, but I think some people criticised, from what I've read, that they weren't, and what I was told in the perfume shop, that they weren't they weren't totally true to the spirit of the originals.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so, for that reason, she did these Voile d'extrait. I don't think I've encountered a Voile
No, I've not seen that.
before. So Voile means veil, or I guess you could maybe think of it as like a mist, like an X-ray mist.
Yeah.
So it's, I guess the idea being it's the spirit of the X-ray, but a little bit lighter.
As if you're downwind of it slightly.
Yeah. Rather than, because you expect an X-ray to be something maybe you just rub on your skin, whereas this is an actual sprayable perfume. So this is named after Kiki de Montparnasse, who was a French painter, model, artist, and socialist in the first half of the 20th century.
Right.
Should we give it a spray? Do you want to give a close-up shot of the
look at that.
bottle? There
Isn't she beautiful?
Dangly little chain.
And I have to say, the lid feels very substantial. It feels like we're dealing with,
and also,
with
I think
a very carefully made bottle.
It looks like something vintage as well, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah. I mean, that looks like straight out of a cabinet that you'd find in a well-loved home for many years. There we go. Oh, I'm already liking what I'm smelling. Oh, yes. Oh, that's right up my street already. That's right up my street. I'm a big fan of a good lavender.
It's just lavender, isn't it?
But so beautiful. I mean, already round and opulent, and sort of delicate sweetness coming in there already.
Yeah, there's a delicate sweetness, but it never quite goes in the like Caron Poronom, out and out vanilla lavender. It slightly steers away from that, I think. But you get, I think you get a real complexity of lavender. So it's lavender, essential oil, and absolutes as well. So you get a real kind of multifaceted, real kind of 3D. You get quite a lot of. There's quite a lot of the bitterness of lavender. The almost not acrid, but that kind of almost abrasive quality.
Yeah,
you sometimes get to lavender. There is a little bit of that.
It's quite serious.
It's quite serious. As I said, I think there is sweetness, certainly.
Is there a little
you should
sort of Parma violet going on?
I think there's a hint of irisiness.
Let's try on the hand there, because I think there's something in there that I recognise almost like a confection, like a sherbet or a Parma violet.
Yes,
something in that sort of territory.
I would say more yes to sherbet rather than violet, actually, and I think sherbet is there all the way through. So there's a bit. There's something called citral, which exists as either a natural isolate or an aroma chemical, which you get in lemongrass. And if you think, those kind of lemony sweets or lemony sherbet, that that kind of lemongrassy quality to it.
Yeah.
So that's in there, I think.
The inside of a refresher.
Yes.
That slightly fizzy powdery.
Yeah. But definitely, I think you're right. It is a little bit powdery, but yes, fizzy. But
there's a little gentle animalic purr already coming in. Very, very gentle.
Yeah. There is a little bit, and there is kind of throughout, and obviously as you would expect to the dry down, and it goes all the way through. But I feel actually, even though maybe my introduction made it sound like this was going to be a very serious perfume, there's a lot of joy to it.
Yeah, I mean, This makes me feel happy immediately. It's not when I said serious, I meant in terms of the quality of that perfume and the seriousness with which it's been put together. But it is fun as well. It's a it's a joyful, uplifting smell.
I mean, it's strangely kind of wearable as well. I mean, that was the thing, because I was trying to decide between which of these to get, and I ended up getting both of them because I felt the other one's a little bit more complex and serious. Whereas this one, I thought I can almost wear this almost every day.
Yeah, it could be a sort of signature.
It could be, and also, I mean, I love lavender fragrances, and I've got a few, but this is definitely now gone to the top of the pile.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I love this. There's a slight sort of green creamy thing going on there as well.
There's a little bit. There's also, I feel there's some bitter greens as well. I feel there's a little bit of geranium in there, but there's real bitterness. And the other thing I looked at the kind of notes list as well. The other thing I get, I don't know if you'll get it on your hand now, but maybe we might come back to it, is that there's a kind of bitter myrrh-like quality I got towards the end. So not necessarily incense, but really, again, just, you know, I mentioned that kind of acrid, and it's not kind of like, it's not birchy, caddy, smoky at all.
No.
There's no hint of that. But I just found there's something about like the medicinal acridness of myrrh in it. Do you get there is something slightly medicinal.
And it's a slightly sort of gently cooked resinous thing.
Yeah, gently toasted. But I definitely feel there is a medicinal, and I think there is a medicinal quality. If you just smell lavender, essential oil, lavender oil.
I don't think I've ever smelled that on its own. You know, the sort of raw, the raw material.
Yeah.
I've smelled lots of lavender.
Yeah. But even if you had just some lavender and you rub it between your fingers, there's that slightly medicinal quality, and also I suppose maybe we might have a little bit of association with toilet cleaner or cleaning products.
But this never reminds me of that. This never takes me in that direction.
It's the other thing is I love it about this is, you know, from the introduction, and we kind of expected something which feels vintage.
Yes.
And it yes, it does. But I feel there's something. It doesn't feel like an out and out vintage fragrance as well. Did you?
My first thought was that it had that vintage vibe that I love.
Yeah.
And I still feel it there. I still feel that classic, old school respect to the origins of perfumery. But it is modern. There's something about it which is a little bit more contemporary somehow, and I'm not sure what that is.
I think what you're describing, it feels vintage because it feels kind of luxurious and natural, which are things we associate with as opposed to being hit in the face by a big like super amber.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. There's just something in it which makes me feel like I'm not just smelling Yardley English lavender.
No.
You know, something more slightly
I've never
more
smelled that,
contemporary.
actually. I should try it one day. But that's really nice because it is very rounded. It's very elegant. It's kind of classic and vintage, but still feels modern and youthful. And I think the presentation is great because it has that vintage style, but also with a modern twist. I mean, even the little sort of medal. Is it a medal? What would you call that?
Like dog tag.
The dog tag thing on the front there. It just gives it a little. It's like a little contemporary twist on a sort of very vintage-looking bottle.
So there is a gentle
really
animalic purr, which never becomes totally overt. There's also a fair bit of patchouli, I think, as this develops. Quite kind of dusty patchouli, and that dusty patchouli, I think, goes with the slight myrrhy quality that I was experiencing.
But I do like that little pair of animalic behind. It doesn't go in the same direction as something like Mem.
No, I mean that's interesting, isn't it? I'm surprised we haven't mentioned that fragrance yet, actually, because that would be your obvious, really, really high quality.
That's huge, but that's bigger than this. That's like a sort of lavender nuclear explosion. And I love it with all my heart.
But that is more animalic, isn't it?
Yeah, that goes quite filthy quite soon. Whereas this is just a little pair. It's like putting, sticking your nose in the belly of a cat.
Yes.
If that cat happened to be wearing
or like nestling in the arm of like your loved one at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean preferably a loved one, but if you don't have one and you just have a cat, then
technically can get.
Yeah, not in that way. I mean that's illegal. But that's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's so lovely.
And it's very simple in a way. It's like letting the ingredients speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I think that great thing in cooking when you just say, here's some good ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do too
Very
much
Italian
with
thing,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we?
Very beautiful. I really like that a lot.
We'll come back to that and keep smelling that.
Vero Profumo.
But this is Onda. So this is the one which kind of initially interested me, and for several years I thought I wanted to get. So this is Onda, which means wave, or I suppose it just means wave, as in the wave of the sea.
Yeah.
In Italian.
Not as in wave.
No. But I think it can mean also wave, as in like a new wave, as in a like zeitgeist, as in a field. So this is a bit of. Apparently, it's inspired by Jedi.
Star Wars.
Jedi. D.
Oh,
Jedi,
sorry.
Jedi with a D.
Gerland, yes.
So same kind of style. Right, should we put some on your flesh?
Let's put some on my left hand.
May I?
Go for it. Look at that. Oh, this is a very different beast already, isn't it? Wow.
I've done 2 cards, don't know why.
Oh, very, very vintage, very,
yeah.
very old school.
Oh, this is really amazing. Actually,
If you said you pulled that out of the sort of basement of the Gerland.
or the Osmotek.
Yeah. That is very special. Immediately, I like that. I love this, but this. Wow. What am I even smelling there? It's almost too much to sort of take in at once, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot going. So I definitely feel you get an animalic dose straight away, and for me, it's the animalis base, which is the base used in churros.
Yeah.
So I said this is a vetiver sheep, and I do think you get vetiver straight away, but you get some very bright notes as well. I think you get coriander seed. I think you get ginger. I think you get nutmeg and maybe a bit of basil.
I'm getting a like a sort of melange of gentle spice, but then underpinned by something much smokier and dirtier.
Yeah.
And maybe the vetiver is giving me that smoky.
Well, it's interesting because
sort of earthy, smoky.
There is real earthy, bordering on leathery sheepra quality to this, which are all downward, rich, kind of full, plush things. But there's this sparkle of spice that comes off at the beginning. And actually, that coriandery, basil-y, nutmeggy thing, it lasts quite kind of substantially. And it feels like it really creates so much structure to the fragrance that you keep top whilst having middle and base at the same time.
Which I like, actually. Especially if you love a top of something. It always feels sad when it disappears very quickly.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, Profumo and Roma are very good at that, but then they don't change much, do they? But this I can tell I would enjoy this top for a long time.
But I guess that's the thing about having rather than this being, a big load of bergamot or a fruity top, which would go, because it's the nature of the spice, it's going to linger a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you feel like it's what I found it's quite difficult to understand. There's quite a lot going on, and I feel it's only just in balance. I feel like it's on the.
Why are they talking on the side? Sorry. It's so obvious to me.
It's the kind of thing that's almost on the cusp of being out of balance. Do you know what I mean?
If one ingredient was slightly misjudged,
it could be a mess.
Yeah. But it just isn't. It's very harmonious. I mean, that's just my first impression on my hand here.
Yeah. And I love the way that this animalic quality is all the way through, and it's that kind of like pissy urinal cake, churros.
There's a hint of it there, isn't there?
Yeah. But I feel it really lasts all the way through.
And the spice almost keeps it clean. I mean,
Well,
there's the dirtiness underneath, but the spice is, it's like a bracing, fresh aspect without using traditional things that would make it fresh, like big dose of grapefruit or whatever it might be.
Yeah. And also, it's interesting that she talks about Jedi by Galen, which we think of this quite melancholic. We think of Sultan Pasha's interpretation of it, Thieves.
Yeah.
It feels like walking into a stone cave. Whereas this, she's because it's got all that spicy sparkle. It's taken in a very different direction.
I think this is very elegant though as well. At the same time, I immediately,
Yeah.
I don't think this is not loud in the sense of, something. I don't know, something maybe in a similar ballpark like Ottoman Empire, for instance, which is a sort of huge, great thing. This still feels very elegant, and this is still vintage Bordeaux, as opposed to like New World Shiraz with sort of turbocharged engines.
This is not an experiment.
No,
I think this is the result of someone who loves great luxurious vintage fragrances.
Yeah,
and has waited until her 60s to try and do her version of it.
Yeah, like a great conductor tends to get to the holy zenith once they're actually much older, and they realise that everything they did before was leading up to that moment.
And now they're ready for Marla when they're
absolutely.
Yeah.
So rounded.
It's so and it's
I love that.
It's just so rewarding to wear.
Yeah,
I felt throughout the day, you notice different things, and sometimes, maybe if it's a bit warmer and so been sweating a bit more and the fragrance has been coming off, I come back to it and think that's completely different to the fragrance I wore 2 days ago.
I mean, that's going to be interesting today because it's a hot day,
or
it's a muggy day.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see how this works because the slight sweatiness of skin, I can imagine really complementing this.
Yeah.
So we add our own little element of animalic to the fragrance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The smell of skin. That's what this needs is the human body underneath it.
But it's interesting. But when I've worn both of these fragrances, people have noticed them. They don't feel like big shouty fragrances, but they when people I've gone up to people like, oh wow,
you can't miss these. I mean, they're really beautiful.
How's the Kiki doing now?
The Kiki. Beautiful, actually, even more beautiful.
Even more. I mean, it's obviously it's simpler. It's a more straightforward fragrance. But I just think it's beautiful, and it's not quite a solar floor, but it almost feels like just a study in lavender.
Yeah, it's got enough backing it up to not be quite a solar floor, but it's lavender first and foremost, but just sort of bolstered and wrapped up in lots of other probably small things that keep it alive.
This is? We tend to think of lavender often as kind of male barbershoppy fragrances, but do you think this feels there's something?
No,
it's somehow, even though it has so much in common with all those male barbershoppy fragrances, I don't think it feels like it.
I think this is I think it's entirely, like all perfume really, entirely unisex, and I don't get any vibe of that sort of bracing fougere, that.
No.
You would whack on after a shave and a haircut. Yeah. I don't get that here. I feel this is an elegant, rounded,
there's so much
beautiful,
smile.
exotic. I find it quite exotic.
Yes, it's exotic. I think it's really uplifting, and you can really see how it could be inspired by a kind of early 20th century kind of socialite, bon vivant, energetic.
Absolutely. It's sort of gently dandified, I think.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah, dandified, but in a totally unisex way.
Yeah.
But
it's so good.
I just think it's such
and that's
good
amazing
perfume
as well. I mean, I think they are absolute masters.
But
if Luca Turin was still writing his,
he must
reviews,
have written about these. I mean,
he must love these if he hasn't already, because these are both beautifully done. This is what perfumery is all about.
It's interesting when you smell Onda after Kiki. You do get much more of the kind of leathery, vetivery, sheepery quality, I think, to Onda. I mean, obviously, because your top notes are starting to evaporate anyway a bit. But you get
I'm starting to get
really
almost fun, not cleaning fluid, because we were talking about cleaning stuff with the lavender, but I'm getting something there, like a sort of like on skin, like a slight like Dettol wood varnishy.
I can get like a terpenic.
Yeah, something like that.
Like terps, like white spirits.
Yeah, just a little hint of that, which I actually is one of my favourite smells. I love that. I just get a little hint of that, and I imagine it on like an old wooden floor, and you step in it, it's quite sticky.
Yeah, or just like a polished wooden cabinet, or.
And slightly smoky.
Well, I think that's the vetiver, because even though
varnish or something.
Even though we haven't actually mentioned vetiver very much, I do think the vetiver is at the core of it.
It's doing some work in
it. And I think it's the grassiness, the smokiness, and the rootiness. All of those three things are really kind of holding it together. Even though you've got the kind of the spice at the top and the kind of leathery sheep underneath, that's what's making the whole thing work.
And it really works. It really works.
I definitely get I feel a big relation to Kuros.
Yeah. And sort of with something slightly meaty as well, like a grilled, I don't know, like grilled bacon or something.
Yeah, I think there's maybe like the tiniest whisper of gaiac,
Maybe that's it.
which is that real
serious.
smoked, like barbecued meat, barbecued ham.
God.
It's just,
That's
lovely.
brave perfumery, isn't it? And Kiki's lovely. Kiki just smells now to me like, not a skin scent, that's not what I mean, but a skin smell. So
Really?
the smell, that's just something I would like someone to smell like that.
Yeah.
Even if they hadn't put any perfume on at all.
Do you get that real bitter kind of slightly, I don't mean acrid. What is the word? You can use the word to describe the kind of bitterness of lavender, which is not, you wouldn't quite say acrid.
No, sort of sharpness,
Yeah.
like a, I don't know,
Almost
like in the same way that vanilla has that bittersweet thing. There's the
Yeah, more so. It's just that you get in some herbs that almost kind of
herbs. I don't know what the word is, but I know what you mean.
Yes.
Like, there's a core to it that's not quite.
It's not just soft. I think it's not just soft and fluffy.
No, it's definitely. I mean, it smells like a perfume that has an intent behind it. It's not just a sort of general
aesthetic,
whooshy smell. But I think I would like someone to smell of this, even if they didn't ever wear perfume. This was just their natural sort of
I know what you mean.
Slight sweet skin smell.
It's interesting that it's someone who comes from an aromatherapy background. So maybe it's someone who's just spent, presumably, years and years and years and years using lavender oil in massage, and she's found like this particular lavender oil, and she just wanted to, use that as a jump off point and just expand upon
the combination of this plus X works beautifully well.
But then Onda,
I think they're incredible.
So good, aren't they?
Of the two, I personally would be more likely to buy Onda, because that's the kind of thing where I know I'm going to have an entire day
of
journeying.
pleasure,
And Kiki I love actually as well.
Onda is also one just to wear in a darkened room and cry as well.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas Kiki is one where you could go out and just.
I mean, see, that's so lovely, and I can imagine that being like a familiar, comforting smell that's with me all day, and I just get little wisps of it every now and then that make me smile. I want to smell more of her perfume.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's
it's also,
really enticed me.
It's good that she has done a few more, but she started with just these two and Rouge.
Are they available in the UK?
I don't know. I'm not sure in the UK. You can get them in Lucky Scent.
Oh, yeah.
In the US, and there are several places in Italy we can get them. There are still places selling them. So although she died in 2018, these are still available. Initially, these three fragrances, which she then made eau de parfums and Voile d'extraits of, and there are a couple of other ones as well. But these are the ones which
clearly a real talent here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're very beautiful. Thanks, Dan.
Anyway, so if you tried them, also if you've if you own any of the other ones and you've worn them and lived with them and experienced them a little bit more, let us know what you think. Also, if you have the EDP, especially if you have the EDP and the Voile d'extrait, let us know how you feel they are. Because also I noticed talk of there's a passion fruit note which has been introduced into the EDPs, which would take it in quite a different direction, especially Onda. It's very morose now, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
there we
a
go.
serious perfume.
Top drawer.
Amazing.
Anyway.
So impressed.
Till next time.
Bye.
Happy sniffing.